remember in my fourth grade, the school decided to talk to my father. My father came to my school and they were like, she's a bit aggressive. I recognized my leadership qualities, whatever society call it as aggressive, it is nothing but my confidence. I have never won any prizes for any of the competition that I took part in, but continuous 14 years of my education, I took part in all the competitions. This exactly shaped me today to enjoy the process, not just the result. Chances are that when you shape up your career or life, everybody's opinion will take you into a safe path.
Hi, Eva. Good morning. Welcome to today's podcast on Not So Famous. I hope you are aware of what Not So Famous is.
A little bit. I have seen some of the videos, very inspiring, and I totally love the name Not So Famous.
Thank you. So this is our effort to bring stories from everyday people with humble backgrounds, stumbled beginnings, but still being able to make it big in their lives. Yours truly is one such story like that. It'll be great to know your story and take it to our audience so that they can follow the footsteps.
Absolutely. Thank you for choosing me, and happy to share my story, unfiltered story, with the viewers.
Awesome. So for our audience, Eva leads the partner operations here with Google. Been here for more than 2 years now, and prior to this, she has worked with great brands like Microsoft, Dell, HP, and being in this partner enablement ecosystem. So without further ado, let's begin and hear from Eva herself on how her story has unfolded. So Eva, tell us, how does your story start? Take us through your childhood.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We have to start from the childhood. So I was born and raised in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. I was the firstborn, and I have a younger brother who's 10 years younger to me. My father was a policeman and my mother was a school principal. So being in a very disciplined environment, had a good childhood, a decent childhood, I would say. I was fearless. Had a very active childhood, climbing trees, playing around in the streets, did all the unstructured games and plays, fishing, jumping in the stream. Had a very good childhood with nature. Yeah.
Great. Tell us a little bit more about, like, when you say fearless. Interested to know.
I spoke up really well in the class. If other kids, I remember probably very well from my fourth grade onwards, I was the class leader and I kind of spoke up for a few other people. If the class teacher is about to beat someone, probably I say that, hey, no, this person is not the one who did it. So I was fearless, and this kind of triggered a little bit of arguments between my teachers and my parents as well. I still remember in my fourth grade, the school decided to talk to my father. My father came to my school and they were like, she's a bit aggressive. I was a bit upset about this, and I was thinking that evening I am definitely going to have Diwali at home. But my parents didn't even pick up that topic. There were few other incidents wherein I got to know more about my parents, that they are a bit broad-minded, that they didn't go by the social norms of how a typical small town girl must be. So every time they heard complaints, for example, a very small thing is, when I was 13, I started wearing lipstick. And people at my church, the church community, as a person who was born and brought up in a very Orthodox Christian family, church is a very, very important community for us. A very senior lady from the church kind of called my dad and said that she's an early teen and this is not how you raise her. And that day also I expected a little bit of Diwali, but nobody picked up that topic. Somewhere I was able to understand my parents, that they give me a little bit of freedom, but of course with guardrails.
Okay.
So that helped me, that gave me a bit of independence and also huge responsibility, that I am responsible person. So I started thinking about myself a lot. Instead of losing myself in what's happening around, I thought more about myself, how my personality should be. And I remember being a very strong personality at school, maybe being a class leader at school. I recognized my leadership qualities, whatever society call it as aggressive, it is nothing but my confidence. So I started recognizing a lot of leadership qualities in me at a very early stage.
Got it. So you're trying to say that you were always born to lead, and your parents supported that by keeping the guardrails a little wide. So
Yes.
you got to practice what you were thinking at that time.
Yeah, true, true. You summarized it very well. Sometimes people say that leaders are not born and made, but I think some people are born leaders. You can definitely make leaders as well, but some people are born leaders, but I definitely recognized myself in that category. And then there is a lot of grooming needed for us. Everybody, most of us are born leaders, but a lot of grooming is also needed. Through these kind of incidents, I recognized at a very young stage. By the time when I come to high school, I clearly recognized that I have to be in business.
Okay.
At a very young stage, wherein people don't, wherein we had only two options in India.
Engineering.
Go be a doctor or engineer. Second option is failure. Anything else you do is failure. So I recognized during my high school days that I have to be in business. Anything, I didn't know what business I'm going to be in, but somewhere I have to be in the business.
Got it. And who was the inspiration? Like, how did you decide for yourself that it has to be business?
I think it is an incident. I would definitely like to give credit to one of the incident. There was a church charity event that we have to do some fundraising. And this had come to the youth community. We were some 20-25 people in that church of 500 members. It's a decent amount of people. So we had to do a charity. So people prepared nice boxes on how are they going to collect the money, probably decorate the box with some nice Bible verse which talks more about charity. Some people arranged for games, you can actually pay money and then do something. So I've decided to do that day that why can't I actually put a small food counter. It's around 11:30 in the morning, so kind of pre-lunch period. So sell some fruit salad. I've got some 120 rupees from my parents and collected the fruits the previous day and the toothpick and everything. So those days it wasn't much. Fruit salad is not this happened probably almost 20 years before, more than 20 years before. I've collected everything and started cutting. I just pulled in one of my friend, Anisha. I still remember we both, I asked her help that, hey, would you be in the counter? I'll go cut the fruit and can you sell? And then immediately we had to quickly switch to the role saying that because somebody had to sell it in the counter that, hey, it's pre-lunch time. So why don't you have this as an appetizer instead of filling your stomach with vada and other things. So that day we made 700 rupees, which is a decent money, 20 years back, so 700 rupees. So that incident kind of provoked me saying that, hey, I definitely should be in business.
Great. So these incidents, like how did you nurture, like this is, let's consider as a seed is sown. Now it nurtures into a sapling and eventually a tree. So how were you constantly nurturing this desire of being into business and possibly a customer facing thing? Take us through some steps on how did you nurture this dream of yours?
You have to be highly independent and self-sufficient in business. Motivation comes from outside, but it stays for a short period of time. So what comes from within is very important. So my mom took a transfer at a very early stage of my childhood. So I think I was somewhere around 6 years, 5-6 years. Wherein I had to live with my dad for 1 year and I have to be completely self-sufficient, including taking a stool and then raise my height and then do something in the gas stove on my own.
At 6 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, at the max I boil some water or boil some milk, but I carefully, they guided me with the process and left that with me. So I had to be self-sufficient in managing that house, a dog, keeping food for the dog, small chores which a 5-6 year old can do, and safety was the priority. And we live in a place where there are a lot of snakes. It was slightly outside, so a lot of snakes are there, so I knew how to handle it. If at all I have to go to the backyard, which stick should I take, and what kind of noise that I should make, and then go. So they guided me with all these. So I lived in a very dangerous environment. There is a stream which is slightly behind. So even the tortoise, different kind of creatures, different kind of insects, everything come in. But
wow. So you mean to say first an incident instigated a desire to be in business and possibly facing the customers, and second, the independence that you got from your parents. Third, you mentioned taking decisions at a very early stage. These things shaped you.
True, that's because you have to be on your own in business. Chances are that when you shape up your career or life, everybody's opinion will take you into a safe path. If you really want to do something big, something different, you have to be self-sufficient. Cannot rely on motivation. The strength must come from inside. Most of the time, we don't need to look at anyone else. Like, of course, I do look up to people like, Indra Nooyi, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, all those kind of people. But the real inspiration comes from our own childhood.
Absolutely. So in this case, like what I understand is a lot of motivation and inspirations were intrinsic. You were not really having a reference that you were trying to follow, that I want to be that one person. Sometimes that's also the case.
No, I didn't have access to that world, no internet, and we didn't get newspaper also. So according to me, outside, the world is just some 6-7 houses around me and a lot of nature. That's it, that's the world. And some school bus comes and picks me and then goes to the school, where I didn't really find much of inspiration. I always loved soft skills. I love the soft skills part more than the education. Yes, I do score some 80-90 percentage. But I love the soft skill part of it. I take part in all the competition. So there is this interesting thing. I have never won any prizes for any of the competition that I took part in. But 14 years of my education, I took part in all the competitions.
Oh, that speaks something like, it translates into something the way you work today. Tell us a little bit more about this.
If you really want me to translate this entire 14 years of me participating, not getting encouragement or even the consolation, those days we have this consolation prize. I haven't even got a consolation prize. This exactly shaped me today to enjoy the process, not just the result. Enjoy the process, go through the process. It's okay to be result oriented. Sometimes we really have to be very, very result oriented, whether we enjoy the process or not, in the IT field and in the business field. But it kind of helped me to enjoy the process. I like the way I'm becoming. I like the way I'm meeting the people. It doesn't matter whether, of course, I'm goal oriented, but enjoying the process.
So that's equally important. Like at that time, like tell us, was nobody pushing you to get better marks or get some prizes?
It was there. Definitely from the parents it was there. But I don't remember. Maybe I didn't pay attention to it, but I don't remember. I took their help in preparing the elocution or whatever, maybe the competition that I'm taking part. Mostly it is the stage presence. So I never had stage fear.
Got it.
Yeah, I've spoken in front of 350, 400 people also, but I've never had that stage fear. That comes from childhood. So awesome. I was in choir singing right from 10 years old. Never expected any kind of appreciation, external appreciation in the form of gift or certificates.
Got it. Now tell us, like, how did you take this confidence and the desire to be in business and a focus on soft skills to the next level? Like, let's hear how you decided your higher studies, what college you selected and why so. Like, take us through that journey.
It was around 2004 wherein I had to take a decision, what should I study? That time, everybody goes for engineering. Oh, yeah. Everybody goes for engineering.
It still is the case, no?
At least people are considering that BE Computer Science or BSc Computer Science. Yeah. Those days it is engineering. That's it. Anything below is not considered good. And I scored 86.5% in my board exams, which is very well qualified to be in the at least tier 2 engineering college. It may not be the tier 1 engineering college. Definitely a very good bunch of institutions in Tamil Nadu. But I have decided not to go for it because I feel that is a place which is very, very academic oriented, but less of soft skills. I'll be having a lot of subjects, maybe 6 to 8 subjects in semester. I may not be able to spend more time on my soft skills or whatever. I started reading newspapers when I was in high school, and I read it very consciously. Take a pen and paper and make a note of the words. English newspaper, so make a note of the words. Reading is one thing which I started very early because we live slightly outside the city, and for 10 years I didn't have a sibling, so reading books are my only companion. So I read, the way I read newspaper is take the newspaper, a small notebook, pencil, eraser, dictionary. That's also, it takes almost 30 to 40 minutes for me to read at least one page, and I started reading the editorial columns. That is a conglomerate of all of the news.
The most difficult ones to understand also.
Yeah, so I had to sit with the dictionary. And I wanted that type of freedom, so I didn't want to go push myself into studies too much. So I picked up science, BSc, physics. So in my college, so this is an amazing college, Lady Doak College from Madurai, wherein they give a lot of importance to entrepreneurship. There is an entrepreneurship cell, which I didn't know, but I was super excited when I went inside the college after my admission, put myself in that, and they take us to a lot of small cottage industries where women self-help group is there, wherein they make candles, they make pickles, and some other educated women doing curriculum creation.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a little bit of charity work there also, being a scribe. I used to write exams for blind people. I chose English second paper because I was good at English grammar. I started teaching English grammar at a very early stage, around the 7th, 8th grade, along with to my classmates. People were highly relying on me. And that was a young stage wherein I also realized that I'm very good in teaching.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
So you ended up in BSc and you got exposed to entrepreneurship, and your focus on language was always there. What happens next? Like how did?
Okay, so in my college, I picked up a part-time job, that is to teach English.
Okay.
It is a tier 3, tier 4 city, so obviously people were struggling for English. Of course, none of our mother tongue is English, so people needed some help in basic communication. So I picked up a job in 2006 for 2000 rupees. But at that time, 2000 rupees was a very good amount. So I started paying my own fee, my own exam fee, funded my own petrol in the scooty that I had, and then take out my friends also once a month. For in the name of treat. Treat is a great culture during those days. Yeah, so pretty much self-sufficient. Financial independence started at that age when I was 19.
Got it.
And that is when I realized that, because my parents were very strict in giving money. So somewhere...
Yeah. All our parents have been like that only.
And I didn't want to settle that. So a lot of arguments started with my parents ever since I went to that college, because somewhere everybody is in engineering and parents are not able to cope up in that culture. When we go for family weddings, everybody asked my parents everybody asked other parents that how was your daughter in studies, but everybody asked my parents that, hey, have you started looking for a proposal for her, because they think that she's not good enough, and that's why they have put her in science college.
And how would you deal with that when you get to know this? Like,
I don't.
Okay.
At least I was very focused. I knew that every day I spend amazing time in the personality development books. I even started picking up books like how to dress, how to even my college. I really have to give credits to my college. They have arranged for amazing personality development class. Even how to smile, how much to widen your mouth and smile.
Interesting.
Yeah, they helped me practice a lot of these things, and which groomed me heavily, which increased my confidence. So I never used to think about what others think, but it's a science college, obviously no placement. Somewhere I feel that I have to come out of the city, stay in some hostels, and do off campus. So that's why I started collecting money. I started saving money with this part-time job. When you do so much of hard work, the luck comes to you.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Yeah, it's never by chance, but luck favors the prepared.
Exactly. So there is a saying also, God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
So in 2007, HP came to Madurai for the first time.
Oh wow.
And to the science college, because it was a prediction of recession. In 2008, they were predicting recession, and HP wants to be one of those early employers to eliminate engineering grads and go for science grads, because for engineering grads they had to pay 18,000 minimum salary. Science grads they just have to pay 10,000.
Oh.
It's a huge cost-cutting exercise. So they picked me. 1,200 people attended the interview and 7 got through. And my score was good. In fact, I was the first in that 7 due to soft skills as well as the aptitude. I spent a lot of time on this Agarwal book, Aptitude.
Oh yeah, still remember that.
Yes.
Tell us, how did IT happen, by the way? Like we heard, like you were very good with languages. You were confident, focused, self-sufficient, independent, and business was. These are the ingredients that we thought. How did IT happen? Like, why did you decide to go for it?
Okay, very simple one-word answer: money. Money is important. We were always taught, especially as women, we were taught not to give importance to money. But I realized the importance of money, financial freedom, at a very young stage, because my father is a very rude person, very, very rude person, because he comes with that. He was a CID officer, and for him, if I give even 5 rupees extra money to my daughter, that's it. Yeah, so I have to be self-sufficient, and why not business? Though I have that businesswoman inside me, I didn't know where to start with.
Got it.
I even thought about, should I sell saris? Should I sell something related to women? Products. But then this happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick it up and then come to Bangalore. And nobody was in Bangalore from my family. And the language issues, a lot of things are there, but my parents were not at all happy. And it's a night shift job. Oh. It was a tech support job, but even now, throughout India, and those days, it was 15 years back, right? India was just a delivery center. We don't get engineering. We don't get any huge strategy, operation related projects. Just a delivery center full of call centers here and there. Little bit of development work happens there too. It's an offshore development center or offshore delivery center. But that 10,000 in 2007 was a big money for me and a good start. So I had to really fight with my parents. Came to Bangalore in an unreserved train.
Nice.
Yeah.
So those are memories, but what I see is you were very confident while making those decisions. That says that you must be having some clarity on what lies ahead, or there was immense fog and you decided to take a step at a time and then uncover. Tell us, did you have absolute clarity that this is what I want and I have taken my right first step, or it was vice versa?
I think it's a mix of both. We cannot look for, in the name of planning and playing safe, we cannot look for too many steps ahead. This is the direction. I know which direction I'm going, but one step at a time.
Got it. And by this time, what was the ultimate dream that you wanted? Like in college, when we start the first job, we have this picture in our minds that some people think I want to be traveling all suited up in a plane and meeting customers. So what was that image in your mind at that time?
Okay, it might sound very silly and funny, but there is only a short 2 seconds video that I replayed 1,000,000 times in my head. That was my aim. Eva wearing sari coming out of her own car. That's it. How am I going to make it happen? I don't know. But it's Eva's own car. She's a big woman, not just a small town college girl, a big woman coming out from her own car. This is something which keeps playing in my mind.
It's a nice dream. Like everybody makes that picture in their heads and we chase that. I think all of us.
Everybody has that. Everybody has that. We might not have very openly told it. For some people, it is like, it can be like, I am in a business suite or I'm playing the tennis, I'm becoming a big rock star,
Yeah.
anything. That 2-3 seconds video, everybody has that in mind. Probably I would suggest everybody to go at any age. Just go. Even now I do have a video, but it's a different one than before. So dreams are very important. Dreams, when you're on your own, dreams and the inner strength, only these two can help.
Nice. So we will conclude this short episode with a small advice for people who are in that stage, or let's say to parents who are bringing up kids in that stage. How should they look at your journey and maybe give some advice to themselves or their children on some things that they can do right so that they bring up a very confident and inspired adult into this world?
Okay. I think it can be a general advice. Family may not be with you all the time. And for a lot many people out there, family can be toxic as well. I went through a little bit of toxicity from my father because he had a very strict opinion about a girl kid. And I was completely away from all these. So don't always try to please family. Take your decisions, be strong, get the courage from within. Don't look for motivation. That one college professor, that one uncle, auntie who always motivate you will not always be there for you. So develop your own strength. How do you do that? Only when you try doing some uncomfortable things. Me coming in an underserved train in Bangalore, standing all night for 8 hours was really an uncomfortable thing. I felt unsafe. I was standing right next to the door. I was all the time vigilant. Will somebody push me? Will somebody do something? What will I tell it to the TTR? Everything. But some days, even if I go there and see, that's the strength. Derive your own strength. That is something that I would give it for youngsters. For parents, help your kids.
Enable them instead of...
Enable them. Parenting is not one-sided. I am a mother of 2 daughters and I learned from them. I stopped parenting. I started being an enabler and a helper for them, and so much of learning. They are grooming me. Now I do have 2 more women to look up to. They are my daughters.
Nice.
They are 3.5 and 5, but the way they are navigating life, the way they take care of their own bags and stuff, so I even derive inspirations from small things from them.
Excellent. I hope our audience take these nuggets of wisdom and apply and maybe learn like an inch from this experience of Eva. Thank you for sharing, and let's meet again our audience in the next episode.
Sure.
Which is going to be about your professional journey from
Absolutely. A lot of interesting things in professional journey, a lot of failures.
Yeah. Let's hear her not so famous story episode 2.